Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer tournament. My name is Voligen, and you definitely haven't heard from me yet tonight. I'm here with Fant, and we're going to bring you this match. Fant, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent, of course, because it is a randomizer, and it's always sorry.
This was a pretty random occurrence.
Pretty random event, yes. For those of you who missed it and who may have came in late, this is a doubles match with Team Skillless, consisting of Ro8 and Meldon, versus Team Pacific, featuring Trojan Dude 12 and Shed. Can you tell us a little bit more about these teams, Voligen?
Oh yes, absolutely, because I have not done so yet tonight. Rory and Meldon, of course, are the organizers of this tournament. They're both extremely skilled Ori players, but also on top of that, they are also the organizers of this tournament. They have played tons and tons of Randomizer. They're extremely experienced. On the other side, we've got Team Pacific, which is Shed and Trojan Dude. Both also very skilled players, of course, both with very good times in the all skills category. You know, their play style might be slightly different in some ways, but they're still probably going to be pretty effective. What do you think we're going to see from these two teams, Fan?
Yeah, so with the intense insight into the logic that Rory and Meldon have, you may see some decisions that they make that Trojan and Shed might not think to make, simply because they're not as well versed in the logic of the randomizer. They've done this a lot. Whenever I have to ask questions about the randomizer and Sigma's not there, Meldon's always like the first one there, coming, hey, let me go look at the logic and see, what does it take to get into this spot? And so I think that info is going to come into play here, and it's why they play so well in the seeding race, and probably why they're running the tournament, because they just love the randomizer so much.
Yeah, that's for sure. And as for Trojan and Shed, Shed has also been involved in the randomizer for a fair bit of time. Trojan's pretty new to it. He pretty much only picked it up for the randomizer tournament. He was kind of one of the group of people that Meldon and Rory kind of organized this tournament for. There's a bunch of people on the Ori Discord who really enjoyed playing randomizer and did it all the time, and so they were like, oh well, let's just have a little tournament between us. And then a bunch of other people who didn't really do a lot of randomizer were like, oh, that actually sounds really fun, I want to participate. And so that's kind of where Trojan came from in this and he's gotten pretty good. So there's definitely a decent chance for Trojan and Shed's team to really show us something here tonight. Maybe possibly send a message to this team that organized the tournament. So it'll be interesting to see. We have been working through some technical issues. Obviously, we had the frame drops earlier. It looks like we are getting to a place of stability. I think things are mostly working now. I will say that since this is a doubles match, it's two teams. That means there are 4 Twitch streams all being watched at the same time and then restreamed to 2 different websites, so that we can both, of course, you guys, the viewers, can watch, and also so that we, the commentators, can commentate. So it's extremely demanding on our restreamers setup, which is Grumelios tonight. And we do, of course, have a backup for him as well. And we've got our truck packed tonight. But it looks like we'll be pretty good. So as we move towards starting this race, Fant, tell me what you think that we will see as far as performance of these two teams tonight.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Trojan and Shed doing their co-op practice, for the randomizer. They've really nailed down their communication. I mean, it started off a little rough. They were one of the big things that came up was the communication of mapstones. They played one randomizer where that was key. They nailed it down, knew it was a problem, fixed that problem, and then their performance has improved quite significantly since then. So they've been really focusing on stamping out any communication issues between them. So I think that's going to come into play. And unfortunately for Meldon and Rory, they put in so much effort, not just running the tournament, building the tracker, making sure everything's just going well, that they haven't had as much time as Trojan and Shed to really practice with each other for the tournament. They've been doing a lot of solo practice instead. So I mean, the communication between Trojan and Shed, may be more refined, may lead to a victory on their end.
That's for sure. There's a definite possibility that will be the case. It's also, of course, possible that, Melden and Rory have been doing randomizers for a very long time and frequently hanging out in the voice chat. So they may just already kind of have a very well developed, sense of commentary, sense of communication as it is. So we might see that just work out for them, and it doesn't really matter that they, had to have this problem in terms of amount of time to be spending practicing, but it also might come in favor of Trojan and Shed. We're gonna see.
Yeah, there's so many variables that come into it, and especially with the nature of a randomizer itself, it could go any way.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we are mostly just sorting out these last few details, and then we are going to let the runners kick off very soon. While we're doing that, I always, of course, like to ask Fent, my commentary partner tonight, I would just like to know, what do you think are the first pickups we're going to see in terms of skills or progression items?
Oh, you know what? I think we're going to get an early climb seed. It's one of my personal favorites, i.e. not my favorite. So seeing climb off of the first XP orb going in, trying to do all these crazy tricks without wall jump and falling off ledges. I don't like doing it, but I love watching other people do it. So I hope we get to see that.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree on that front. I despise climb, but I will tell you what, the only thing I despise more than climb is bash grenade, and that is because I'm a controller player. But none of these players tonight are a controller player, so I think they'll probably be more okay with bash grenade. So maybe we'll see some of that. And bash grenade is, of course, an interesting combination that unlocks a ton of stuff right off the bat at the very beginning. So it's always interesting to see how people react to that kind of thing.
And we have started the countdown, so the race is going to be starting momentarily. We'll always take a brief moment at the beginning, to sync up the streams, of course, and we'll find out what is behind pickup number 1, the XP.
Oh, man. Well, while we're syncing up Trojan's stream, we might notice that he's a little bit behind. I guess he wasn't quite ready to start his game at that moment. Oh, glorious. All right, we are off on our way. What is our first pickup? He says as he brings up the restream.
It appears to be energy regeneration.
All right.
Or the energy cell that they are not going to pick up yet.
Oh,
we
got one now.
Longer.
We see that 3 of them threw down a save, possibly reflexively. It actually does not matter if you throw down a save in the randomizer, although in normal runs you are required to put one down in order to continue. You are not in randomizer. It just doesn't do that for some reason. And a keystone below Spirit Flame. So that's possibly a sign that we're going to see some more keystones coming up. And we'll see a trip into the left side of Glades, but we'll find out about that as we get there. Meanwhile, we have everyone basically doing the Alt-R command, of course, which returns you back to the beginning of the game. There's no need to fight those Frankies there at the beginning. They're just kind of a waste of time. And Melden and Rory both heading off to the left side. Shed and Trojan both heading off to the left side. They're collecting another keystone. So it does seem like we are destined for some left glades and possibly wall jump action. We'll see what this other one, an ability cell. So some interesting pickups so far. We saw Shed, of course, do the fake flippers trick. He checked the pickup down into the water, which he couldn't actually survive, but he did manage to see that it was 104 XP, so not anything super special. And another ability cell up top here. So everyone basically following the same path at this point. They don't have any way to ascend into Black Root Burrows. They don't really have anywhere else to go, so everyone's basically together for just a little bit here, and we'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah, pretty quickly here we're going to see some ability that opens up at least one other path for them to do, because we're quickly running out of areas. Let's see if, so they're by the map stone, but let's see if they actually pick up a map stone near it so they could put it right in. It's going to be from this keystone, and yeah, it's a map stone. But it's only...
Yeah.
I just love that. The keystone is a map stone
hello.
that leads to another keystone.
Meanwhile, Melden moved off to the left, the upper left part of Glades here, and he picked up Bash. Appeared to be in the Baby Iceless XP, so that's already a pretty significant pickup for him. And Rory picking up the vanilla wall jump. Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
I really love that in a randomizer. You know, the last place you expect something to be is its default location. So it always gets a little bit of a laugh out of me when you see something like that, you know, default wall jump. But
That's
wall jump and bash,
fantastic.
that opens up quite a bit of options for them. That wall jump gets them into BRB. Oh, and look at this. There's Stomp.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And I don't
Glades
think
is a
that
gold
Melvin checked
mine.
after he got bashed. I don't think that he went up to check that. I'm sure Rory probably will right now, though. He made a slight hiccup there where he accidentally killed that slime, but he's going to go get his bash, and I'm sure he'll go check that. Meanwhile, Shed will go. He's picked up wall jump. Now he'll head up and pick up his bash and stomp as well. So immediately we have access to a huge number of things right here.
Yeah, and interestingly, Trojan did not have wall jump to get up here where that energy cell and ability cell is Roy just picked up. So he doesn't know what's up there. And I don't think Shed has been able to get up there either. But look, he's coming back from wall jump now, so you'll find out these two pickups are nothing, probably communicate that to his partner, and we'll see Trojan not waste his time and head somewhere else.
Now, it's usually not that big of a deal to not have a second energy cell. Of course, it's annoying. You really want to have more energy so that you can throw saves and things like that. But it could potentially matter. There is a 2 energy door in Moon Grotto, and behind that there are 2 pickups, and it's very possible that something important could be there. So, interesting play here for Meldon going up to the back part of Glades here. Oh, taking a death, going all the way back to wall jump. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that area, nicknamed the Glazer by none other than you, Voligen, proved to be the downfall of Trojan Dude in the last match. Now, I think, you know, Meldon and Rory were well aware of that, and they wanted to make sure that they did not get screwed from that one pickup.
Well, unfortunately, Meldon was not able to finish his exploration of that area. We're going to see if he's going to go back there and continue on it. Meanwhile, Rory and Trojan and Shed all making their way into BRB. So Trojan and Shed not thinking that it's really worthwhile to try the upper Glades play, or possibly not even thinking about it right now.
Yeah, but look at this. So Trojan, yeah, is the only one who did not go down and pick up that second energy cell. Actually, I'm not sure if Rory has picked it up himself, but just choosing, yeah, I don't need that right now. I'm just going to head straight into BRB, start working on this.
It's interesting. Rory does have that second energy cell. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the second energy in his inventory right now. Meldon finally checking this map monument for his team. He'll find the map stone and the keystone.
I still love that. It's poetic.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I did not see what this 100 XP up here was. I know that Rory checked it.
We'll find out on Trojan's screen right here. It's just 23
just
experience.
And we are seeing Meldon make his way back to the upper area of Glades. We're going to check that Gladeser that I definitely named myself, and he takes another death.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
no.
This time he's saved right before doing it, so he learned his lesson.
The value safety save.
You know, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, right? We were talking about the concept of safety and Trojan and Shed in particular.
Right, yeah. So Shed, the #1 seed in the singles, was unfortunately knocked out of the tournament earlier. For the singles tournament, that is. Obviously, he's not, since he's playing the doubles tournament right now. But yeah, there are several like critical deaths just from saves placed far apart, and you know, there's been a lot of communication with the team, you know, saying, you know, place your saves, and then we were starting to see that he's got his 2 energy, you know, take a little safer, making sure he doesn't run into any super costly death.
Shed is inexplicably, he must have taken a fall, so he was double bashing a projectile all the way back to the top here.
I love that.
Just to check that top XP, and it was a health cell, so that's nice. Oh goodness, the slime! Oh gosh! All right, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Why are you guys worried?
Just an ability cell from the Crushers by the dash tree. And a map stone from the tree itself. Now, so Rory did the version of the Darkness cutscene skip where the tree wasn't available immediately. So instead of, you know, wasting the time just sitting there, you said, oh, no, there's plenty of time for me to just go over, check this pick up to the right, and then by the time I get back, it'll be activated. Meanwhile, Meldon is getting close to finally picking up the Glazer pickup.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble with that Frankie, and he doesn't really have an option to get up there without using the Frankie, so...
Man, I love the creativity here. He really, really wants that energy cell pickup. Now, I don't see
Ooh.
Trojan or Shed coming here for a while, so if that's something, it could be huge. Here we go.
Oh,
God. No!
Both Rory and
But he's
Meldon
got a spare
really struggling
Frankie.
here.
All right, he's good. He's already pushed the rock, the time-consuming part. He just needs to get this other one over.
Meanwhile, Trojan picking up an ability cell from the cell beyond the Crushers there, so nothing super important there. Means that they're not likely to be dash gated.
Yeah, and Meldon has discovered what lies behind the Glazer, and it is 31 experience.
Oh.
So unfortunately, it didn't pay off, but at least he has that off his mind. He won't have to check it later.
All right, so Shed attempted the cutscene skip on the dash tree, but didn't quite get it. But he managed to skip the Crushers while waiting, so not a bad use of time. He picked up his map stone from the dash tree.
Yep, and Trojan communicating to Shed that, hey, there's nothing worth going for behind the Crushers. He just picks up his skill from dash and heads right down to the light grenade area.
And there you see real quick, as Meldon's doing his frog walk, you saw from Trojan that he rekindled his save after doing the boulder glitch there that made it not kill him. And, that's just an example of that, the cautious play from Trojan, which, especially in a randomizer, this isn't like an all skills run, this is a randomizer. It's not a bad play to do that because you never know when it's going to be a situation where you're just going to get killed by something, again, random.
Yeah, indeed. And early on in the game, when you don't have too many health cells, there's not much room for error. It looks like Trojan is heading to mapstone number 2, also a keystone.
Oh, this video game. Now he does have stomps, so he could have opened his way into BRB, but he opted not to do that. He alt-R'd out. I wonder if Shed might make that play instead on their behalf.
Yeah, no, Trojan is sitting at 3 keystones, so he just needs one more. And he can open his way up to the Valley teleporter. Or not the Valley, the Hollow Grove teleporter.
That's actually not quite true. They haven't opened the second keystone door here yet.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right.
So they're still delaying that. Trojan also heading back to pick up this ability cell above the 4 HP pickup here. So we'll see. It's just a keystone. Well, there's 4. There's a decent likelihood of 2 more being in the Spirit Caverns, so I think this is probably not a bad play.
Yeah, so that'll be they either need that or some other skill to get them like either light grenade or charge flame to get them up the other way. I think right now, the seed's telling them that they're going to be ending up near the Spirit Tree area, Hollow Grove.
That's decently possible. However, with Stomp, there's also a good likelihood that Moon Grotto is the correct play, and Shed has headed there. Rory is headed back to do much the same as Trojan's doing. While
he finds more keystones, so...
Yep, a lot more keystones.
Head straight up.
So we'll see. Some similar plays happening here. Oh, wow. Shed must have taken a death there. That looks real bad.
No.
A point from the truck being that actually Moon Grotto is a sequence break without dash, so that's a good point. My mistake. It definitely can't be intended by the seed. However, it could still be a play that pays off, and we'll see if that does turn out to be the case for that team. Team specific.
Yeah. So Trojans has Stomp, so he can just go break through this charge flame door and immediately check the pickup, see what he's rewarded with. It is a health cell. Good to get that early. He's now sitting at a comfortable 5 HP.
He has bash, so he could make it up to that other XP up there as well, but he opts to skip it. Statistically speaking, that first ability cell in Valley definitely is the important one. So this probably is the right play.
Oh, yeah, and here we go. Shed is on his way to Moon Grotto. So this is the first we're going to see of it.
Well, the second. He was here a moment ago, but he died.
Yeah. Just an unfortunate death. So be keeping a close eye on him to see if, without dash, it's technically a sequence breaks, but that does not mean that there's nothing of value to be found here.
Yeah, at the least, he might be able to get a very early double jump tree for his team, and That would be pretty helpful. Okay, we see Ro8 did check. We saw Ro8 check the XP that Trojan did not check, and it was warmth returned, which is literally useless.
Here we go, Trojan picking up the XP orb, and he's got grenade. Wow.
Baby.
So now Team Pacific has access to the lovely bash grenade strat. This gives you a ton of mobility, and he unlocks extra double jump immediately next to it. But unfortunately, he doesn't have regular double jump, so it's useless in the meantime.
All right, so we will see the charge flame tree check as well. And what are we gonna get?
Keystone. They're rolling in the Keystone. Yeah, but bash grenade just gives you so many more movement options, since you can bash off your own grenades, and you could throw like a series of 2 or 3 grenades to get really, really high. The amount of options they have is huge. I think Shed's getting out of Moon Grotto immediately to head over there just because of how big that is.
Yeah, I definitely can't blame him. That's a pretty smart play, and it's gonna open up the game for both of them. Ro8 is gonna get his grenade momentarily. I think he opted for charge flame tree first.
Yeah, but he has bash and Frankie, so no problem getting over there.
I was worried that he had not given himself that option, but he had, so it's all good.
There he is. Safely gets there, picks up the grenade. Yeah, taking the 4 key door up to the spirit tree area, that was the path, because he can't get through the charge flame door without charge flame or the grenade, because he's coming from the left side. As we know, when you have Stomp, for some reason the game allows you to break all these doors from the right side.
Trojan is back into Valley. Is he checking that XP again? Yeah, that does appear to be what he's doing. And he can also check the plants, so this is a pretty reasonable play.
Yeah, we did not see Ro8 check the plant when he was over here, so that will be a new thing. He's also opening up the light grenade door for later. He doesn't have clean water right now, so it's not going to be easy to get there. But
did Trojan throw a grenade at the plant? I don't think
I did not see it. He unlocked the light grenade door, but
okay, we're told he did. I must have missed it, and he picked up an energy cell, so that is his second, but it'll be the third for whoever next goes there.
Yeah, and Ro8 heading or cleaning up the. I never know the correct name for this. Like it varies all the time. I call it like the spider sack area. I don't know what the official name for it is.
That sounds fine.
But they must have picked up a mega health, because both Trojan and Ro8 just rocking all that HP. They can use that damage boost through tons of stuff.
Yep, looks like that was the XP above the in the tree above charge flame area. So 8 XP from the grenade door above there with the plant. Always useful.
Yeah, and this is pretty neat. We see like Trojan and Ro8 kind of synced up, both of them being the first of their team to go explore the so-called spider sack area.
Yep.
And Shed and Meldon following closely behind. Looks like Shed has a little bit of a lead on Meldon getting into this area, but I believe Meldon's checked a few more locations. So
yeah, I think the only serious difference between the two teams right now is just that amount of time that Meldon spent on the upper glades part and accidentally taking a death there. But Shed took the death going into Moon Grotto the first time, so it ended up as almost a wash.
Yeah, they're pretty even. Nothing too exciting from this area for Ro8 yet, but with his abilities, he's going to be able to clean up like the top of the Moon Grotto area. He's going to get all those pickups on the way to Ginso if he chooses to go that route. So there's a ton of stuff they can check right now. I feel we're close to the next major pickup.
For sure, the game's got to open up. We got to see some shards at some point. We got to see some. Well, there you go. There was a water vein shard that we had missed. It was in the 5th energy cell from the all skills route, down at the bottom of the spider sack area. So that's pretty good for both Ro8 and Trojan. And now they got 1 apiece for their teams. We'll see what's up here. Ro8 did not check. Well, he is checking. Never mind. Dash!
It is dash. Wow.
There you go. All right. Well, that will definitely open it up for both teams.
No, Trojan's heading up there, so he may I mean, he has everything he needs to get up top, and he's got the benefit of the mega health to help him out. But no!
Oh,
Wait,
no
he's
way.
thinking about it. He kind of paused there for a second.
Dude, you gotta go up there.
Please,
Oh.
please, Trojan, turn around.
So Shed just found another water vein shard. Meanwhile, he found it in the plant on the left side of the grotto down here. So that's 2 water vein shards already found for Trojan's team.
Yeah, we may be seeing an early Ginso.
Possibly. I do not understand. Oh, a Gumon Seal Shard. Oh boy. Oh, the death for Shed. Oh, that's a real costly death too. Shed, you gotta save. Trojan's not going up there.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So I don't think we're going to see that pickup check for Team Pacific for quite a while. So that's going to give, Team Skillless quite an advantage the longer they get to keep dash over Team Pacific.
I don't understand what the wait for him was either, why he was kind of just stopped there. It's kind of weird. Like, he spent a lot. If he had just tried to go get the pickup or just not bothered getting the pickup, either of those things would have been a lot faster than the time that he spent just not doing anything. So I'm curious what was up with that. He does
look
pick
at
up
this.
clean
Trojan has
water.
picked up clean water. So this does unlock a couple of the light grenade puzzles that are, and as well as the area by fake flippers as possible pickup locations.
It also probably makes Shed happy since he knows there's that Gumon Seal Shard right below him and it's covered by dirty water.
And
Rory
Rory
going for a
finds
swim.
explosion power upgrade.
Yep, with his clean water. So Trojan and Rory making largely the same progress, except that one big one that I know is going to come back and haunt Team Pacific.
Yeah, it can't be understated just how important dash is, because not only does it just make you go fast, I mean, air dash allows you to pull off a lot of tricks way easier. It also leads to charge dash, which gives you access to rocket jumps. And it's just crazy how much speed it offers.
Yeah, it just gives you so many options for vertical traversal and horizontal traversal that you just really want to have it. So it's really unfortunate that Trojan and Shed have not checked that spot yet. And hopefully Shed will make a trip up there before too long, and he will check it. Melvin, meanwhile, with some fancy double bashes to get up there. That's always fun to watch.
And it looks like Rory has already leveled up charge dash, so that's gonna. They already have bash too, so even though they're at low energy, they can abuse like the charge dash bashing to refund your energy costs for that, and just really easily move around the map.
So from our truck, 2 things. One is that they mentioned a couple times in practice, Trojan and Shed will actually just kind of pause and take inventory for a bit and just be like, okay, well, what are our options? What's our best play? And from that perspective, it's definitely not, that's not a bad play in and of itself. There's definitely something, some potential for gain in just making sure that you make a good, well thought out decision before doing anything. Rory picking up another water vein shard. That is the
So that's
third
3
one
of 3 for
that
that team, I believe.
No,
I
it is
thought I
not.
saw
It's 2
3.
of 3. Nope.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
So
now that's
2 water
four
vein shards
veins.
right next to each other.
Yep.
So now Ginso is unlocked for Team Skillless. They have all the skills they need really to go through and finish it.
Yeah,
that may be where the
dash
game.
and charge dash. That's
Yep.
plenty.
That's all you need. And the rocket jumps through the Ginso escape is always amazing to see.
Oh goodness. All right, so we're starting to see some swamp checking from Trojan. I'll bet Meldon will be doing similar because I don't think he has his full water vein yet.
Right.
So the decent likelihood they'll let Rory do that work while Meldon checks some external stuff. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, as far as Team Skillless is concerned, the remaining 2 water vein shards that they need are both in the Moon Grotto, in the area after Frankie Walk. Okay, so Shed's now coming up in the Hollow Grove area, so hopefully he will check the light grenade puzzle at the top and get dash for his team.
Yeah,
They've
we'll
already
see
communicated,
soon.
so a lot of these pickups he doesn't have to worry about. But that's one big one that they've missed, and hopefully they realize it.
Meanwhile, a quick high five from Rory and Trojan as they pass through the same part of Swamp. Rory picking up the consecutive 6 and 7 XP pickups. Yay. So yeah, just some casual farming. Everyone's just going around picking up the stuff and the things.
Yeah, but I'm on the edge of my seat right now to find out if Shed is going to go up and check that. He did check the 4 energy door. We did not see that check before because nobody had 4 energy at the time. It just
Shed's
gave him more energy. And he's picking up his second water vein shard.
Yep, so they just need one of them to make their way into the Death Gauntlet.
Yeah, in the Death Gauntlet. Okay, here we go. Shed is coming up. Moment of truth. Oh man, I'm holding my breath here.
Oh, please, no.
He's killing the spider.
Shed.
Please,
For the
please,
love
Shed.
of God.
He's double bashing it up.
Save your team. Save your team. Okay,
yes, it looks like he's going for it. And he is going to be so happy he checked this, because now Trojan knows where Dash is. That information gap is now closed.
What is he doing? So you can actually just throw a grenade at that thing. Thank gosh. Team Pacific acquiring Dash. Trojan will be kicking himself a little bit, maybe not a lot, but
and Shed places the save, immediately levels up Charge Dash. He still has that mega energy to blow tons of stuff on, so he's going to be moving fast. And we're
yeah,
seeing
looks
an
like
appearance
Trojan is
from
immediately going back for that. So we're still seeing okay. So Rory using some rocket jumping to get to the stomp cell, as we call it, because it does not have stomp in this case. It has a Gumon Seal shard.
Yeah, I believe like the logic expects you to have. I don't know if rocket jumps are considered in it. I could be wrong with this. You need either like Wind Restored and Glide, I believe, to get that pickup.
Yeah, that's correct. Rocket jumps are not assumed by the logic. No abilities are counted.
Right. But it definitely make things a lot easier.
So now are we going to see some Ginso? Has Team Pacific gotten their 3rd Water Vein shard?
I don't believe so. I have not seen it from them. They did pick up the 2nd Gumon Seal shard, so that's slowly looking like a potential possibility. But yeah, they have neither player on Team Pacific has gone over to the Death Gauntlet, so they do not know where that is. Now Shed is heading down towards that area, so I mean that's definitely an easy place to check. They have clean water, they got 4 energy, they can clear out almost that whole area. So that would be I think a smart play for Team Shed. He's gonna obviously pick up all the pickups he can on his way down there. But it feels like the 1 XP orb, nice.
Lovely.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna see him head over to the Death Gauntlet shortly.
Yeah, that.
I mean, there's so many pickups over there that he can do most of them. You know, taking that bit of advice from Trojan. Did he? No, he did not save there. Sorry, he's just activating the teleporter. But no, he's coming back.
Wow, Trojan with a very
making a liar out of me.
Meanwhile, Trojan with a very narrow escape through that laser, but he manages almost to make it to the grenade tree. He sure is trying. Rory is deep into Ginso. He is using some grenade bash strats to try to deal with the fact that he doesn't have glide or double jump or really anything.
Yeah, Ginso without double jump can be a pain, but he's got more than enough skills to make up for it. And if he chooses to go all the way through the escape and he has enough keystones, we're probably going to see some key duping for them. Always a good thing to do, either like whichever you hit first, like Ginso, or you could also do it in Forlorn if you end up there first, and then possibly Sorrow. Just whichever one you hit first, you'll see almost all the runners go for a couple key dupes, because the last thing you want to have happen is get towards the end of the game and be lacking in keystones.
Agreed. So Shed has picked up the Water Vein Shard for the Death Gauntlet. He'll probably get the fourth one as well, but he has a complete Water Vein now. So he's good to go. Trojan, again, pausing for some quick consultation with his partner. Most likely, either that or he needed to take a drink or something.
Now, he did skip the Bike Grenade cutscene. I'm not sure if he proceeded to the tree. He could have just skipped that. Now he's going to... Yeah, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did not see what that pickup was. Looks like it was a keystone at the Light Grenade tree and the Ginso tree. Sorry, the Bash tree in Ginso. But he's going to go through, pick up the remaining things, and I predict he's probably going to head over and pick up his Water Vein Shard after he's done checking this area.
I think that's a likely play by him. We are seeing some key duping by Rory, by the way.
Yeah, always a smart decision. It's really, really easy and usually pays off.
So all four runners in very different places right now doing very different things. Shed's making his way into Ginso. Rory's already deep in Ginso. He is opting not to go for any more key dupes. He believes he's good with the... he doesn't have any duplicated keys. What? Did he fail his key dupe?
Maybe he wasn't doing a key dupe at all. I did see him after he placed the save just go over and pick up the energy cell. So interesting decision.
I'm sure someone who was paying attention to the truck will help us out. Meanwhile, Trojan completes whatever his business was at the Light Grenade tree, so he's made his way out of there. Trojan's still rocking only 2 energy, so somehow he's managed to avoid every energy pickup. Oh, and Meldon finding the 5th and final Water Vein Shard in Grotto.
Yeah, that's actually a little unfortunate for Trojan, since he only has 2 energy. He can't easily go over to the Death Gauntlet, which is right by the start of the game, like where you can altar / save quit to. And
okay.
Meldon took a death there, but he had a pretty closely placed save, so it was no big deal.
I'm told that I just am dumb and confused a shard that was already found with the shard that Meldon just found.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
So with Shed clearing through the Ginso tree, unless he finds something big here, Trojan probably just going to wait till he gets 4 energy and then do a quick altar to pick up his remaining Water Vein Shards when he needs to go in there. Not that bad of a play. It all depends if something critical is within Ginso.
He also has some other good options, like checking this grenade pickup and possibly some others as well.
Yeah, making maximum use of their time.
Yeah, he could also go back to Valley and take a swim there. I think he has enough abilities to do the Valley.
Oh, we got a Sunstone Shard in the Ginso Escape.
All right.
I believe that is the first one found.
That is correct, and that's definitely a good play to come to the Escape. There's a lot of pickups here, considering how long it takes to do. And, you never know when one of those pickups is going to be something like a Sunstone Shard.
Right.
So there it is.
What's an ability? A bunch of ability cells. Yeah.
God. They have so many abilities, dude. Oh, and charge dash efficiency. What do you know? Oh. Rory.
Yeah, without double jump, which they don't have, it can be so terrifying at the top of the Ginso tree.
Oh, baby. Charge jump is the water escape pickup. All right.
That is really, really nice. And it's pretty convenient that a valuable skill is from the Ginso escape, because that dumps them right off next to the Stomp tree, and they can immediately go over there and pick that up. Rather than going the long way around, either through the water or... But actually, since charge jump is gated by the Ginso tree, that's probably the best route.
So Trojan's picked up the rest of his Water Vein. Shed's at the top, and he is continuing to the escape as well. Trojan will be sure to follow pretty soon, most likely. Meldon will see what he opts to do right now. He could follow Rory to the Ginso tree. Seems like not a bad play. Get access to charge jump. It'll definitely make it easier to get to Valley. Or he might just go into Valley.
Rory was trying to double bash the fish out of the water, I think, to either do a rocket jump or just get all the way up to the pickup that you normally need glide or wind restored to.
Oh,
He's like, I'll save that for another time and I'll come down and pick everything else up.
He was also trying to go for his stomp tree, but he can't because he.
Oh, and look at that! There is glide.
Well, that's fantastic. Unfortunately, it doesn't help him get to the stomp tree because he has no keystones. We know he was trying to. Oh, gosh, Rory. We know he was trying to dupe earlier. We saw him attempting to do it, but it didn't work out for whatever reason. Can he not charge jump? He was definitely trying to charge jump there, and for some reason it wasn't charge jumping.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He has to save and quit, they said, and so he did. Thanks to the truck for that note.
Oh yes, that's right. There's a little bug with pickups at the end of the Genso escape where they won't activate until you do a save and a quit.
That is a good and useful bit of information to know. It's very uncommon that it comes into play, but here we go. And Rory, of course, knowing, having that level of experience with the randomizer, he knew what to do, although it took him a minute to remember that it was needed.
Yeah, something like that rarely seen. Can't really blame anybody for forgetting about it. But man, what a gold mine Genso through the stomp area has been. So once Shed goes through and discovers all this stuff, I'm predicting we're going to see Trojan immediately follow suit.
Forget double bashing the frog. Rory opted to just rocket jump off of it to get to the energy cell he was trying to get to. And unfortunately, it was nothing useful, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, if you can, even if it's not expected in the logic, it's really nice to pick up these, or sequence break to these pickups, like these one-off things, and really annoying to get to locations, because if it does come into play later, it's a long trip back to get over there. There's no teleporter nearby that spot.
Yep. So it's unfortunate too for Rory because he's gonna have to go back for Stomp Tree. He didn't have keystones. I'm still not entirely sure what happened to his first keystone attempt, but we're gonna see. Meanwhile, Shed just admiring the husk that is Kuro there, but now he'll skip his cutscene and move on.
Yep, so I'm waiting for his UI to pop up just to see how many keystones he has if he is able to go through that keystone door. I did not catch if he was doing any key duping in Genso.
Unfortunately, I also missed it.
We'll see momentarily. He has, oh no, he's sitting at 1 keystone.
Ooh.
So he too cannot go through and open up the door.
Now, I think there might be a keystone underwater here because Rory came in with 0 and he ended up with 1, which again is short, but I don't know, we'll see. It'll depend on what Shed decides to do, whether he decides to go swimming. Kind of really hope he does because glide's pretty important, but we'll see.
Yeah, he does have a map stone, so he's probably going to go over here, put the map stone in, just get that out of the way. And he finds momentarily after he kills this annoying little rhino. Usually while this thing is here, you can't put in the map stone, just 67 XP, which really, really sucks.
All right, so he is going to go for a swim now. Meanwhile, we've got Rory trailblazing into Valley, which is a pretty obvious play at this point. He's got both bash and stomp. He's got glide. He's got charge jump. He's got charge dash. He's got everything. He does not need to really look for any more skills. What he really needs at this point is keystones for Mount Horu.
Yep, there it is. So Shed does pick up his second keystone. He's still taking a swim, so he's going to be really excited to find it's hiding over here in this bottom left corner. None other than glide. So,
don't kill yourself. Survive.
Yeah, and Trojan already being inside the Genso tree. He's excited because he's heading right behind Shed to pick up these pickups. But importantly, since he has the keystones, we'll probably see what's hiding out at the Stomp Tree. So currently we're sitting at 1 of 3 Sunstone shards. I believe no others have been found.
That
could be pretty big if there's stuff over there.
I would have to assume that this stuff is going to be in Valley. There's not too many other places they could be. Horu Fields, of course, is still an option. And these runners haven't fully checked every last possible thing, but they've been pretty thorough. So I would be surprised if we didn't find most of the Sunstone stuff over to the left here.
And oh no, Shed took a death, but looks like he had a save not too far back. So chooses to level up water breathing, so he doesn't have to worry about that annoying little feature of this game.
As well as Ultra Defense.
Yep. Effectively doubling your HP. But he did not go over to check Stomp. Maybe he's choosing to pick up these other pickups over here before heading over there and just altaring out when he gets there. We'll see.
Yeah, that's definitely a valid play. Just make sure that he is completely done over here as far as he knows before he heads off. But this is good. We'll see our first check on Stomp, which will be new info for everyone. Meanwhile, Rory is making his way into Sorrow. So we'll see some good old-fashioned Sorrow Bash action with no double jump.
But thankfully he's got, looks like he has Ultra Defense, so he's has enough leeway there to take a couple damage boosts to get through Sorrow Bash. But still Sorrow Bash is not free. It may take a couple tries. You know, all of these runners are good enough where it shouldn't keep them back too long.
Despite having access to Rocket Jump, Shed decides to go ahead and actually double bash the fish all the way up. So show off. So Meldon finishing up his escape. Shed going for fish strats because why not? I guess he doesn't have double jump, so it actually does make it pretty annoying to send some of this.
Oh yeah, and yeah, not having double jump also adds to the difficulty of Sorrow Bash. I forgot neither of them had it.
All right, so Trojan did do some...
he almost gets through there.
Rory having some tough times here. Sorrow Bash without double jump is, you would not believe how much harder it becomes just by losing that one skill. But we saw a key dupe from Trojan, and he opted to only do it once. So that will, I think, give him sufficient keys to... Oh, hey, another Gumon Seal Shard. I didn't realize there was one on the top left of Ginso.
I did not see that either, but if Shed picked that up, that means he's 3 for 3.
Oh boy.
But I do not believe he found anything at the Stomp Tree, at least nothing important. He found a health cell and some experience at the other pickup, so coming back to that Stomp Tree for Team Skillless, they can save that for the end. Of course, they're always going to have that riding on the back of their mind. Oh, what's over at Stomp? We haven't been there. But Meldon's already in there, actually. So he'll quickly get his things, and a sweet rocket jump up to the top. That was really nice. And look 2 at the Stomp Tree. It is an ability cell.
All right, so nothing really, aside from vanilla wall jump, nothing super special from the trees so far, but there's time. Got a couple more.
Yeah, it looks like Shed's now going to head over to the valley area. Rory's still working on trying to get through Sorrow. But he's got enough HP now to screw Sorrow Bash. I'm just going to damage boost and charge jump up here. It worked beautifully.
Yeah, he's probably going to be kicking himself, to be honest, that he didn't think, why am I not doing this already? He had sufficient health, but he might have come in with less than full health. So he finally, after screwing up Sorrow Bash just one too many times for his own liking, he was like, all right, forget this crap.
Now Meldon altaring out. He's going to head to the teleporter. We'll likely see him follow. Let's see. Have they gone through to Light Grenade Team Skillless? I'm not sure if they have.
Don't believe I've seen either of them make it there. I know Trojan, of course, has for Team Pacific. I think that's the only Light Grenade tree checked so far. All right,
yeah,
so
we're seeing
everyone's done with
Meldon.
Ginso now.
Yeah, Meldon and Shed kind of high-fiving each other, both, mere seconds away, entering the valley area, using Stomp to unlock this door here.
And they both have all the same skills.
Yeah, but Shed is the leader currently in exploration for Team Pacific, while Rory is already well into Sorrow for Team Skillless. So I'd say, right now they're looking at a pretty decent advantage. Picking up another Gumon Seal Shards. I think both teams now have are 3 for 3.
Oh, hey. Yay, your favorite skill.
Yeah, a little later than I expected. Predicting it would be on the first pickup, I was clearly wrong. That unlocks, since they have charge jump, they have grenade, they've got climb. They can do grenade jumps. Either of
Oh
them
man,
feel
is that what we're
comfortable.
seeing here? Yep.
That's it right there. Well done, Rory.
Oh my gosh.
And for me, like every time I see somebody, I've seen a couple people grenade jump there, and it's scary all the time because it's just right over the laser. And yeah, I know it's pretty clear. Like once you aim the angle, like you're well over there. But wow, I love seeing like all the creative uses of grenade jumps that you only see in the randomizer.
So Rory was attempting to go for some crazy juggle action. He died with he messed up with the first frog. He went for the second frog, and the second frog said nope, and he was like, "Well, all right, fine." Sunstone shard there up in the noob spikes at two sunstone shards.
Yeah,
so there you go.
That's it. I think that's pretty much go mode. They have
Yeah.
sunstone shards. They have everything they need to go through. So we'll likely see Rory just stop looking at pickups. He doesn't need no double jump.
Yeah, they're done. They'll both be comfortable finishing up with, oh, hey, another Gumon Steel Shard. They'll be comfortable finishing up with this much. Rory might be looking for, well, he wouldn't need to look for, like, any more health, any more, like, he has clean water. Even if he didn't, he has plenty of health and ultra defense to survive the water, so...
Yeah, he's just
he
key
might just
duping
be-
right now to get enough keys to open up the stomp tree, as well as get enough to go through and pick up a charge jump tree.
Yep, and he doesn't need to open the door in Misty Woods, and he's already opened the one in Ginza, so he's good. He's done.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a matter of Meldon finding a very interesting spot up there in those branches. But it's just going to be a matter of whether Shed and Trojan can get up in here quickly enough and realize they can also be in go mode and then just finish it up. But this definitely looks like Meldon and Rory's race to lose right now. They have a very significant advantage as long as they can finish up those trees that they haven't checked yet pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll see Shed and Trojan split with one of them going up to Sorrow and the other heading into Misty. But by the time Meldon got to Misty, Rory had found the remaining Sunstone shards. So he was just able to say, all right, I'm going fast, go straight to the climb tree, not waste time getting any of the pickups.
Yeah, that's the key here. And you see Shed he struggled enough with his Sorrow Bash that Trojan's actually caught up with him, which is I can't there's no two ways to slice it. It's not a good sign for their team. But Shed does make it in, so that's good. They'll definitely want to get a move on and make his way up top. But we'll also see there's a decent likelihood he's going to check the left side of Sorrow as well. That'll cost him some time.
Yep. And Trojan saving at the Spirit Well to refill his energy. And yeah, it looks like he is indeed going to be heading over to Misty.
This is an interesting time.
Yeah, and they still need to find 2 more Sunstone shards, so that Trojan's going to have to check everything in Misty, because he does not know where it is.
On the bright side, I guess he might find enough keystones that he doesn't feel like he needs to dupe up in Sorrow. He's trying to figure out how to get to that XP pickup when you don't have double jump. So many things you take advantage of, take for granted. They're just not there.
Yeah, Trojan's pausing for a moment, likely communicating with his team, trying to figure out, hey, where do we need to go? What needs to be checked? We've seen that a lot from them.
Yeah, and I think this is the worst possible time for that. You got to just go right now. If it's this late in the game, you got to just go. But I mean, we'll see. Like, certainly for them, it's worked out in their other play, but unfortunately today, it's really not going to help when Meldon and Rory are already in go mode.
Right.
You see, Rory's done with Misty, and he's already getting to Grenade Tree. All he's got left is probably Stomp and Double Jump, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's right. Have we seen a double jump check from any team? I don't recall ever.
Go there.
Okay, so he went down there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure anyone else has done.
And we're just hoping that Shed manages to find the Sunstone shards before Trojan starts clearing the second half of Misty. He only needs enough keystones to open up the door by charge jump, since I believe Trojan already has Stomp when he was over there.
That is correct. Both Trojan and Shed have Stomp, and we are told by the truck both Trojan and Shed have double jump as well.
Okay, well, I clearly missed where that was, but that's a nice
Yeah,
pickup.
I didn't see Shed go for it. I do know I saw Trojan do it, but fortunately our truck is there to help us out with, being attentive on those sorts of things. So that's what they're there for.
Yeah, we really couldn't do this without them because we're looking at
to be
action
clear,
on
I
one
meant
screen.
visited the double jump tree. I don't mean that they have the skill. I realized I used ambiguous language. Well, Trojan has acquired his climb tree, so he is definitely going to be continuing Misty until Shed finishes up here. So that's pretty unfortunate. It's more time expenditure that they really can't afford right now, but unfortunately it didn't work out for Shed to get up here quickly enough. The grenade jump.
Do the grenade jump. I love it.
Rory is well on his way to double jump. He's trying to go for a ghost door, but I don't. Just open the door, dude.
Eight health with ultra defense, trying to kill yourself.
Well, he succeeded, but oh my goodness.
Was he lacking keystones? I'm not
No,
sure
he's
why he did the death there.
He needs one more key. He forgot double jumped, or I shouldn't say he forgot. We forgot that he needed double jump door as well. So he has actually 2 doors to open.
Yeah, Bulletin, there's just too many key doors to keep track of, man.
Dude, I agree. Gotta get Sigma to patch some of them out.
Sigma, I hope you're listening. Bulletin has called for change.
Well, he's all. Oh no, that is okay. So Shed missed the rocket jump up to the Sunstone, and that is perfect because now he's gonna check the noob spikes. He finds his last shard. He didn't check the other one. Where did he get his second Sunstone shard?
So one Sunstone shard was in Ginso, and the other one was in Lower Sorrow, the area that Rory did not check.
Okay, so that's,
so I believe all shards have been found. I think we've got like 5 of each, or at least 4 of the 5. We've seen a lot of shards.
Is Melton already done? I didn't realize he checked double jump. I know he's checked Stomp, but it looks like he's done. So Meldon and Rory are pretty much they're good to go. Rory just needs to finish up double jump and Stomp, and once he does, he's all good. And he needs this key dupe, which is the biggest pain in the world.
Yeah, so that's like really the only chance that Trojan and Shed have right now is if this key dupe takes quite a long time to get.
Well, it is seeming to still give him trouble. He only has 3 right now.
Yeah, so Shed has picked up the charge jump tree, so I believe the only tree left for him is through Misty, and with that much energy and charge dash, he can get that really, really quick.
Yep.
And Trojan only needs to get the charge jump tree. He can skip all the rest of Sorrow, so he's pretty close to heading over to Mount Horton. So it's all going to depend. Oh, well, Rory's gotten through while I was looking at other screens.
And he got his keystone. This is going to be really tight. Basically, Trojan and Shed need Rory to take a very long time to do Swamp, which, fortunately for them, Swamp's not close to stuff. Rory's going to have to go to Moon Grotto. That's the closest. So once they get...
Does he still need 2 more keystones to open up
the
door?
Heck is Shed doing? Shed didn't get the teleporter. Oh, that is so costly, dude. All right, he does know he can go back to the left this way, so that's good. But he needs to do Misty, and Trojan just needs to.
I believe he just needs to do the escape now. Yeah.
Yeah, Trojan's done.
Meldon has crossed the finish line, so he'll be the first of the 4 to finish. So even if Rory takes quite a bit of time to get over to Stomp, Meldon has finished like far enough ahead to give him plenty of wiggle room. And it looks like he did have enough keystones, so he's not going to be keystone locked at all. Yeah, this is going to be like nigh impossible to come back from this point with Meldon already finished.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Trojan
Rory approaching the last tree.
They're going to basically finish at a very similar time to Rory, but unfortunately, because Meldon has finished earlier, it's based on the average time of your team. So this is almost certainly going to come down to Meldon and Rory, and the fact that they got into Sorrow quicker and were able to find those Sunstone shards, and that was that. Even though Rory got held up a lot on Stomp Door, just not having the keystones for it, really did cost him a lot of time, the keystone management, but yeah, he's good to go now.
I think Trojan just got a first try door warp, so that was nice.
Or a 70-second, you know, whichever. But yeah, his final escape will be beginning now as well. Shed is done, so he will be heading now to the final escape as well. The final time of 53:08 for Meldon, so congrats to him on finishing first here. A very good performance from him and his team, both of them playing really well in terms of their routing.
All right, meanwhile, Rory is approaching door warp. Get your predictions in. I'm going to go second try for Rory. We'll see what he pull off.
Ooh, I had misremembered. Shed's not done. He needs a grenade tree, and unfortunately that'll probably do it for that team. So it's gonna be a difference of just a couple minutes, but still very, very good race on both teams' part.
Yeah, I wondered how much could have been from that early dash advantage that Team Skillless had, because they had it for like several minutes before. They were just able to check locations so much faster.
Yeah, that's not a bad point, and you know, there were a couple occasions where that sort of thing happened. I also have to wonder, you know, the pauses.
And did Trojan die in the escape?
He did unfortunately die in the escape. So Rory's catching up, and unfortunately also Trojan's not going to be able to do grenade jump. He never got climb, so he is going to have to take a much slower ending, which means Rory, decently likely he'll finish before Trojan even, and that of course will be a definite win there. Yeah, they're in the water at the same time.
Yeah. Look at this, Trojan's going for fish strats. I can appreciate it. And Rory heading up to set up his grenade jump.
He does get the fish strats. So GG to Trojan, he'll be holding right. Meanwhile, Rory will... Oh, no! Wow! Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that can happen with grenade jump. You either save a bunch of time on the ending cutscene, or you soft lock the game and have to restart the escape.
And that is super, super time consuming. Of all the things that could possibly have resulted in Trojan and Shed even having a chance here, that was like the only thing. That said, he would have to fail it again for there to really be a chance.
Yeah, and pretty soon he's going to see Trojan done in the SRL race, and that may be saying, hey, you know, I'll just finish it. I'm not going to waste any more time on grenade jump. I mean, he knows, based on Meldon's finishing time, that they have quite a significant lead. Still, he may opt to play it safe and just, you know, watch the ending cutscene.
Yeah, basically by the time you get to grenade jump, if your opponent
look at this, Rory's doing fish strats.
Beautiful. Yep. That's a pretty good play. I think he hasn't seen the other team finish.
It's in the
strats now. Oh,
okay. He has the ultra defense and extra health coming through.
Wow.
Just sits in the fire casually for a little bit, and he is done. So yes, this seals it. Team Skillless has won this race.
Well, GG to Team Skillless, as Rory will just hold right to his victory. Trojan finishing up with a 56:20. His timer didn't stop for whatever reason, but that was his final time. Pretty good performance from both Trojan and Shed, but Rory and Meldon managing to make the crucial plays at the right times. Getting the water vein shards just a little bit earlier, getting dash earlier, and getting those sunstone shards earlier, so they had to waste less time checking stuff. We'll see some grenade jump from Shed.
And
first try.
Okay, he gets it. No more soft locks for this.
So man, that was definitely rather surprising. The soft lock there for Rory. Definitely was not expecting to see him suddenly have that happen. So Shed will actually finish pretty close behind Rory, but unfortunately that means the average will go in favor of Team Skillless.
Yeah, that just shows like how powerful grenade jump is, because Shed got to the escape much later than Rory, but because he pulled off the grenade jump, I mean, it skipped so much stuff at the end, where they're finishing like within seconds of each other. 57-33 for Rory, 57-30 for Shed. Wow.
GG. So yeah, Shed finishing very slightly in front of Rory. The average time on Team Skillless' side coming out as a 55-20, give or take. And we'll get the average time for Team Pacific momentarily. And that was a 57 flat. So GG, difference of a minute 40 average, which is really good. Like both teams with very similar levels of performance, and it really came down to pretty small things. Do you have anything in particular that you would call out, aside from, obviously we talked about Dash, but do you have anything in particular you would call out, Fent, that seemed to you to make the difference here?
Yeah, so, you know, after all is said and done, Shed did manage to finish 3 seconds ahead of Rory. And given like how close the final times were, like the average times, I think some of the critical things were, you know, Shed forgetting the teleporter in Valley. That was a significant amount of time he had to waste like going back. He also had that early game death in Moon Grotto that cost quite a bit of time. It's like those are like the 2 biggest ones I can think of that swung this into Meldon and Rory's favor.
For sure, those are definitely good points. For me, I think the main thing that jumped to mind was once Meldon and Rory got Dash, the way that they used it was very, very effective, particularly Rory throwing in so many rocket jumps. And I think it's exactly that type of thing that at the beginning we talked about, you know, that experience level with the randomizer. And you could clearly see that showing where, you know, these are rocket jumps that you're never going to see in any other category. There's no need to use them. So as that seems like a good enough segue, we've got joining us right now the victorious team, Team Skillless, with Meldon and Rory. And I just want to welcome you guys in and congratulate you both on your victory today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fulgen.
It was a little stressful.
Just a little.
So let's start it off with we'll start with a question for I believe it was Rory that found Dash, right? First.
Yes.
All right, so let's start with you, Rory, and with that particular pickup, not just you know, obviously it was pretty apparent why you would go up and check that pickup, of course, but in general, you know, when you got Dash at that early stage, what were you thinking in terms of how you were going to incorporate that and how that was going to change whether you approached your ongoing routing, if at all?
Really, I don't think it changes up my routing a whole lot. It just sort of changes what I have the ability to, it lets me check a little bit more things if I have charge dash because of rocket jumps. Unfortunately, I had the ability points to just level it up. So I think that just, in general, just made it a little bit faster to check everything.
For some reason, this happens in all of our races that, like in our practice, that I never have the ability points for charge dash, and I get it like 10 minutes after Rory gets it.
Oh man, well, we'll throw to you, Meldon, for your thoughts, because you ended up finishing first, obviously. When it came to the key shortage that was affecting Rory for Stomp, let me just ask you, like, did you do anything in your routing together to be like, okay, well, let me tell Rory where keystones are, let me try to seek some of those out, anything like that?
At that point in the route, I only had to get light grenade where Rory had already been, so there wasn't any useful pickups I could kind of try and help out with. So it was just Rory needed to either like key dupe or go find a pickup.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So you had to do a key dupe, I believe, in Grotto. Had you practiced that before, or ever run into a situation where you needed to do that?
I've done that key dupe before, but for whatever reason this time it just wasn't working. Like, you guys saw the spider shot was knocking the key out of the door. That's never happened to me before. So because of that, I couldn't get the dupe to work. So I just gave up eventually. Unfortunately, there were keystones at the bottom by the double jump tree.
Yeah, and we did appreciate how you were rewarded with a keystone at the double jump tree that you had to spend so much time trying to get the other keystone. That was pretty poetic.
Yeah, that was just a ridiculous mistake to not count the keystones that I'd left in Sorrow. I honestly forgot that I hadn't been to Stomp at that point.
Just to drill on that a little bit more, because that was like kind of the only major problem that you had in terms of your own personal performance. When you were in Ginso, I know that I saw you attempting a key dupe. Then I looked away for a bit, and then I looked back, and you were going through the door, and you were down to 0 keystones. What exactly happened there?
What happened there is that I got bopped out of the little hole in the spikes where you can actually do the dupe on the last hit. So the dupe failed. And after that, I was like, there's like a million pickups after this. I'll probably get keystones. And I was expecting to swim anyways. So, yeah, duping is impossible with a lot of health.
Dude, I was dying when you were trying to kill yourself in the crushers.
Ultra defense, like 8 HP, just takes forever to die.
Yep.
Also, I wanted to get your opinions. So we saw 2 interesting events happen. One, we had 2 water vein shards literally right next to each other in Death Gauntlet. And we had 2 sunstone shards literally right next to each other in Sorrow. What was going through your heads when you saw that? You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it happened again.
Just really excited to see them.
Yeah, pretty much that. Because I was like, so when I found the water vein shards, at that point I had thought, well, because I had just picked up clean water, that was why I went back to do the other things. That's why I did the underwater swimming and the stomp peg. And then that just sort of led me into the Death Gauntlet because we hadn't been there yet. And I got the 2 water vein shards and was sort of like, okay, this is the full water vein. I need to go to Ginso now. Whereas had I not found clean water, I would have been just going through swamp by the swamp teleporter. But I think getting the clean water is the reason that I got those when I did.
Yeah, like, what a chain of events that happened there. I mean, so you get the water vein shards right next to each other. It leads immediately into charge jump. It leads immediately down into glide. It's just freaking crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of the point where we realized we needed to just go to the left side. Once all that happened.
I will admit a little surprise. I was vaguely expecting somebody on some team to just like make a super early valley play, just for the heck of it. And unfortunately, no one really did that. I was sad.
I've made valley plays before in practice that just don't work because with so few skills, even if you have bash, stomp, wall jump, you just die a lot, and it's just not very fast.
I think with double jump, it would have been much more likely.
That's fair.
But
Unfortunately, we never saw double jump for any of you guys. That was a shame.
Okay.
We did see extra double jump.
Yes.
I never got to get used.
I leveled extra double jump, or I leveled triple jump and found extra double jump. Never got to double jump.
It was probably locked away at like Forlorn Escape or something.
That would be hilarious.
Because we did have all the Kumon Seal shards.
That we did.
Oh my goodness. All right, so you guys have triumphed over Team Pacific with Trojan and Shed, of course. You're moving on to the semifinals. Your opponent is going to be the victor of the match between Team Ro8, who is, of course, always victorious, and Team Forlorn, which is always left behind. I want to ask, and we'll just go in alphabetical order, so Meldon first. Which team would you rather face?
Honestly, probably Team Forlorn. I know they haven't been practicing doubles as much, and haven't been kind of playing the randomizer quite as much, especially compared to Team Ro8, who has been just practicing like crazy. So I think if between those two teams, I think one of them is on the rise, the other one's kind of tapering off. And
Oh,
I'll take the team that's tapering off.
There we go. That's the shots I wanted to hear. All right, Rory, same question.
I tend to agree with Meldon on this as well for similar reasons. Though, as you said, Team Zote is always victorious, so we'll see what happens.
It's true. All right. Well, we got the proper reaction from Covert Muffin in the truck of Team Forlorn. He says, "Let's go." I think he means let's go out, like get a meal and have a good time.
Ice cream.
Oh, nice.
Maybe
We're
he
gonna take
means let's go to
everyone out for
Forlorn,
ice cream.
because that definitely races.
I mean, if there's any place to get ice cream, it's probably going to be in Forlorn.
Oh my gosh. All right, before we wrap it up, Meldon and Rory, do you guys have any final thoughts?
No, I'm just relieved.
Yeah, that is how I feel as well. I was getting kind of stressed out, especially after the grenade jumps off lock.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I was shocked that happened.
That's the second time it's ever happened to me.
Oh. Oh. All right. Well, both of you, again, congratulations on the victory, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
we've
right.
got more randomizer planned for later this week. Wooljan,
Why
can
don't
you
you
tell us about our?
No,
I wish, but I don't have the
the
schedule currently up because my screen
You
is.
got to get it up. Go.
All right, okay. Hang on. The truck comes through immediately, provides a link exactly where I need to go. So our next match is tomorrow at 6 p.m. EDT. It is Team That Is Faster versus Team Cockatrice. And then on September 14th at 4 p.m. EDT, we kick off a series of 2 matches. One, Ro8 versus Raziel, who you just saw play today, take victory. And then Brenhold versus Covert.
Ooh, there's going to be some matches, dude.
I can't wait to see all of these.
Particularly with Brenhold having the incredible upset over Shed. I mean, of course, it's a randomizer, so calling something an upset is always a little bit sketchy, but just displaying an incredible level of play and routing decisions that just were absolutely shocking against his opponent Shed, who was the first seed in the tournament. So that'll definitely be an interesting match. Raziel, of course, considered also a very scary. Covert Muffin, also considered a very scary opponent. By the way, Raziel is also considered very scary. I'm sure.
And after what we've
Rory's
seen
looking-
today, Ro8 is also terrifying.
Yep. So those will be good. Make sure you tune in for those. There are, of course, more tournament matches coming up later on. There will be one on Friday as well, and I'm sure more will be scheduled. If you want to find out more, go to tiny.cc/Ori Rando schedule. Before we sign off for tonight, Fant, you have any final thoughts for the viewers?
And just want to thank everybody for coming out and watching. You know, we got a lot of people behind the scenes pulling this off, and we do it all for you guys. So thank you so much.
I couldn't have said it better. So I will sign off with, on behalf of our truck, Covert Muffin, Hydra, Richard, Oshi, Sigma, our competitors, Meldon and Rory and Trojan and Shed, and our restreamer, Grimelios. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great night.
Remembers that pop up keystone because that's dash. That's huge. I think he saw it in the screen as he was going down.
Oh, he forgot it! He doesn't
Oh,
know.
man, that and dash was in the top. So brutal. There's no way he's gonna get that now.
Right? Beautiful. 7 XP. Oh, Wilson! Wilson, what are you doing? No!
Don't forget. Always.
Oh, Wilson, what are you doing? You just got wall jump. You can go in. You have charge jump. Go in the thing. Okay, he's got it. It's very good. Oh, no. Still. Oh, all 3 gen. Saving.
Man, he's doing.
Oh, Elric saving him again!
Oh, he leveled up. He's
Oh, jeez.
All the time. Please don't die it. Go on.
So he has he has pretty much everything.
No, please! Oh, he could have saved it. He should have went to the right side wall. No, he's in disbelief right now as well. He has
Oh yeah.
keys that he required, and
All right, but is he gonna skip over Bash? Oh no! He's walking past it. Let's see.
correct area at least.
Oh, the Bash line from Bash. Is Razzie up? Oh no! Oh yeah, bro, he's
kicking it
got
out.
the Bash.
You'll be able to see whether it was water vein or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
here
man.
we go.
What is it? It's
What
not.
an experience!
It's not.
Oh, 50% chance of a forlorn seed now. Looks like Fluffy now is abandoning the Fluffy way and embracing Team Forlorn. Is this going to be possible? But he doesn't have Bash.
It is possible. It is just the hardest thing in the world, and you end up
What, really?
stomping up there.
What? Oh my god.
What? How did he do that so quickly?
Place monument. It looks like he is going to let the Froggy break the block, so he will get in that XP. And it's
Bash! Head up to the
oh
retreat.
no!
Oh,
Oh, Oshi did. That's lovely. Is he gonna do it?
Oshi,
Please! No! It's so sad that he's making this close because it's going to put him way behind for the time being.
Commentator curse.
why does this happen to us?
Oh, the rock is on the head of the frog.
Frog just balancing that rock on his head.
But oh, good lord, there's so many screens. Alright. Then the bottom right, you got Uncle Roddy and Hitachi Hex, and for some reason they get consigned to the small space.